got a microphone here. If anyone has a question for Ray Park or Daniel Logan, feel free to come down to the middle here, and you can ask them any question you've been wondering. So let's actually go ahead and go to the audience and start with the first question.
Hi, my name is Roxy. I'm here actually for mostly my sister, who sadly can't be here because she's in Italy. I just want you to realize how much of an impact you, Ray Park, has made on our lives. Ever since Phantom Menace came out, she has been a fan of yours. And it was sort of like the final push for her to do karate. Like, she loved Power Rangers and stuff, so she's been doing it ever since.
Oh, cool.
So she has her first degree black belt now in Taekwondo.
Good for her.
And she's just so sad she couldn't be here.
Oh, well, tell her, well done, and thanks. For me, get Star Wars was like wasn't just getting a part in a movie and able to show a little bit of martial arts. It was also that all the times I used to compete for Great Britain and funding yourself and finding money, borrowing money from your uncles to travel the world to compete. It sort of made it worth it, to talk about martial arts and to talk about it in a positive way. And for the last 10 years, I've heard a lot of great stories where people have taken up martial arts because they watched Phantom Menace. And that's awesome. To me, that's wicked, because watching Bruce Lee, I felt like I was Superman, and so to jump, to be inspired by watching movies and watching other great people, and it's really good to be on the shoe to be on the other foot.
Yeah, you're her Superman.
Oh, thank you. I want to be Batman one day.
I just want to say thank you, because we probably wouldn't be the same people without you.
Oh, I appreciate it. And I wouldn't be the same person without you, so thanks.
Oh.
Thank you.
We love you.
I just want to say that I'm a really big fan of both of you guys, but I have a question for Ray. I was wondering when you felt like...
I spoke to you yesterday, didn't I?
You did.
Yes.
We talked martial arts.
Yes.
Yeah. I was wondering when you felt like your dreams of being a martial artist in film had actually come true, whether it was the Star Wars or something before that.
It was Star Wars, because I did a movie before that called Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I'm thankful for the experience that I had, and I'm thankful that I walked back on the job, because I fired myself. I walked off because it wasn't what I expected of movies. It was the dream come true to get an audition, to win the audition of, there was a couple of hundred stuntmen auditioning, and to be singled out and go, you come over here, everyone else go home, and then to be the martial arts sort of advisor and teach people at 20 years old. And I was like, well, wait a minute, just last month I was in Malaysia wishing I was working with Jackie Chan, and now I'm here in London, I'm working on this big movie set, and wow, I'm not stacking shelves at a supermarket anymore, and I'm doing nothing, but this is not movies. It was like really weird. So I was on it for about a few months, and I sat around packing boxes, cleaning mats, making tea. And I'm like, this is not what movies is all about. So I had a big argument with some of the stunt guys and walked off and said, I'm going back to teaching, because I have more fun teaching than sitting around all day. I don't care how much money you pay me. And then the lead actor called me and says, Ray, I really want you to come back on, and I want you to be part of my team, not the English stunt team, part of the Hong Kong team. I went, alright then, cool. So he sort of kept me under his wing a little bit, and it was only once we left England I went to Jordan and Thailand. Then I really learned how to do air rams, wire work, and really sort of moulded myself a little bit. And it was when I was on Star Wars that I was like, yeah, all my wushu buddies are going to be like, yeah. All those people who said, you're just a pansy in pink pajamas, jumping around slapping your hands. I was like, yeah, I'll show you. Because wushu guys, we would wear silks, and I always loved wearing like pinks and purples, some colours that stood out, or black and red. And it's funny, I get to play two characters, black and red, but they were my favourite. I would wear a black suit and black shoes with red stripes on it, and red sweatbands. And that was my moment, yeah. And then it became really hard after that. It was one of those challenging, getting put in at the top there, and then trying to swim like with weights on. And I'm still waiting for the big, moment where I can show like things I really want to show in a movie, like action-wise. Snake Eyes was great. I got to use a katana, I got to learn how to use tonfas. I've never used tonfas before. So I've been very lucky, to do what I'm doing, and I'm glad I was able to play Snake Eyes. But yeah, it was on Star Wars. I remember that moment before the end fight scene, and we were, it was shooting the scene, and I played a fire starter by the Prodigy, and I felt like the fire starter. I was getting myself psyched up, and everyone's looking at me, and it was like competition time, the big fight, what everyone was waiting for on the film, and it was a good moment. I remember Liam and Ewan, what we were saying, and you know what's funny? When the doors opened and we were playing, they both went and the funny thing is I went so, even, Star Wars actors were doing it, and I'm sure every other Star Wars actor who had a lightsaber or who held a lightsaber, I'm sure George Lucas is stood there and going, I'm sure his hums a different hum, He has a special, and it's funny, even on Star Wars I was making my own sound effects, So it was fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question. Sorry, I just had an energy drink earlier, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna